Daily things you need to improve in your life. The call to daily awakening. Every day, even before the sun rises, you hold the power to change the course of your life. But most of the time, this power goes unnoticed. We're so busy rushing to meet commitments, answer messages, pay bills, and try to solve problems that we forget the most important thing: how to truly live. The truth is simple, yet brutal. The life you're living today is a direct result of the choices you made yesterday, last week, last month, and especially every day when you woke up. There is no magical transformation that happens overnight. There is, however, a process, a set of small actions repeated daily that shape your character, your future, and even your destiny. Think for a moment. If you continue living exactly as you live today, where will you be a year from now, and 5 years from now? That answer, as uncomfortable as it may be, is the map of your life. And the good news is that you can rewrite that map, starting now. Today, I want to share with you 10 daily things you need to improve in your life. These aren't distant theories or unattainable advice. They are subtle, yet powerful adjustments that can change the course of your story if you have the courage to apply them. So, take a deep breath. Because from this moment on, it's not just about hearing pretty words. It's about feeling, absorbing, and deciding. Because a person who decides to change a habit today changes their whole life tomorrow. Take care of the first hour of your day. The way you start your day is like planting the seed for everything that will follow. If you wake up rushing, running late, grabbing your phone, and filling yourself with bad news or social media, you are programming your mind to live in a reactive mode. And living in a reactive mode is like spending the whole day putting out fires. You never build anything solid. The first hour of your day needs to be sacred. And I'm not talking about following a perfect influencer's routine, but about consciously choosing what will nourish your mind and spirit first thing in the morning. Wake up with a few minutes just for yourself. Pray, meditate, stretch, or simply sit in silence, feeling your breath and giving thanks for the new day. Don't open your phone before you take care of your soul. Don't give the external world control over how you will feel. First, align yourself internally, and only then connect with what's out there. Remember, the first hour is the root of your day. If the root is strong and healthy, the whole tree will flourish. If the root is weak and sick, no matter how beautiful the trunk is, it won't withstand the storm. Choose your words more carefully. What you say builds or destroys, not just others, but yourself. Every word that comes out of your mouth is like a seed planted in the soil of your reality. Words of gratitude and hope plant gardens. Words of complaint and pessimism spread thorns. The most dangerous thing is that we often speak on autopilot. We repeat negative phrases like, "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I can't take it anymore," without realizing we are giving our mind a command to create exactly that reality. From today on, watch what you say. Before you open your mouth, ask yourself, will this lift up or tear down? Will this generate life or death? I'm not saying to ignore the pain or pretend everything is fine, but to express your difficulties without turning them into a sentence. After all, you're not just a narrator of your life, you are the author. And every author decides whether the next page will be a tragedy or an overcoming. Be more present in the small moments. Have you ever noticed that most of the time, our body is in one place and our mind is in another? We drink coffee thinking about work. We work thinking about the end of the day. We rest thinking about our problems. And in the middle of it all, life happens, without us even realizing it. Being present is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. When you learn to be whole in every moment, you realize that the small things, the smell of coffee, the morning breeze, the laughter of someone you love, are, in fact, the big things. Life is not in some big event that will happen in the future. It's happening now, in the exact minute you are reading these words. If you continue living as if happiness is a distant place, you'll reach the end of your life and realize it was there all along, in the details you ignored. So look people in the eyes more, taste your food, and truly listen when someone talks to you. Because in the end, it's not the hours that matter, but the moments you truly lived. Feed your mind better. Just as the body weakens with bad food, the mind weakens with toxic information. And today, we are surrounded by an excess of negative news, social media comparisons, unasked for opinions, and content that only drains us. If you want to be emotionally stronger, you need to be careful about what enters your mind every day. Choose wisely the books you read, the videos you watch, the music you listen to, and even the conversations you participate in. Ask yourself, does this add to me or weaken me? The more you feed your mind with good things, knowledge, inspiring stories and lessons, the more prepared you will be to face difficult days. And remember, the mind is like a garden. If you don't plant flowers, weeds will grow on their own. Practice gratitude every day. Gratitude is like a magical lens. It doesn't change what you see, but it changes the way you see it. And when the way you see changes, everything changes. The problem is that most people think they can only be grateful when life is perfect. But true gratitude does not depend on the absence of problems. It flourishes even in the midst of a storm. Wake up and look for 3 things you can be grateful for, even if they're simple. The air in your lungs, the bed you slept in, someone who cares about you. By doing this, you train your brain to recognize what is good, instead of focusing only on what's missing. And here's the secret. The more you give thanks, the more reasons you find to be grateful. Because gratitude doesn't just change your mood, it changes your destiny. Move your body. The body is the temple where your soul resides, and ignoring it is like leaving a beautiful house on the inside, but with the structure weakening on the outside. You don't need to spend hours at the gym or follow impossible diets, but you do need to move. Walking, stretching, dancing, playing a sport, any form of exercise releases built-up energy, improves your mood, and clears your mind. The body was made for movement, and when you treat it well, it responds with more vitality to live out your purpose. If you take care of your physical health, you're also taking care of your emotional and mental health. Because it's difficult to have clarity of thought when your body is tired, weak, or overwhelmed. Moving is a reminder that you are alive, and living is so much more than just existing. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The people you spend the most time with have the power to influence your thoughts, your choices, and even your energy. If you are surrounded by negative, critical, and uninspired people, it's like trying to run with a weight tied to your feet. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out of your life, but it means consciously choosing who will have access to your heart and mind. Seek to be close to those who inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to be better. Healthy relationships are like fuel. They give you the strength to go farther. And sometimes, the biggest change you can make in your daily life isn't in you, but in the environment you put yourself in. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your 5 wisely. Learn to say no. Saying yes to everything is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. You weren't put in this world to please everyone. And every time you say yes to something you don't want or can't do, you're saying no to yourself. Learning to say no isn't selfishness, it's self-care. When you respect yourself, set boundaries, and protect your time and energy, you are preserving your ability to help others in a genuine way. You don't need to justify every no you say. Your worth is not in how many favors you do, but in how aligned you are with what you believe in and need. Remember, someone who lives trying to please everyone ends up displeasing themselves. Learn something new. Every day, life is an eternal school, but many people stop studying when they leave the classroom. Learning cannot stop because it is what keeps the mind alive, curious, and prepared for opportunities. Read a chapter of a book, watch an inspiring talk, or talk to someone who has different experiences than you. No matter the form, feed yourself with new knowledge. Every new idea you absorb expands your inner world. And the more you grow on the inside, the more prepared you are to conquer what you want on the outside. A person who stops learning begins to age on the inside. And I'm not talking about age, but about spirit. End the day with purpose. Just as the first hour of the morning sets the tone for your day, the last hour before you go to sleep determines the quality of your rest and your new beginning. Avoid ending the day in the chaos of social media, in endless arguments, or in worry about tomorrow. Reserve this moment to slow down, mentally review what went well, give thanks for your victories no matter how small, and hand over your worries to God. Go to sleep knowing you did your best that day, even if your best was just to resist when you wanted to give up. Because sometimes the act of staying firm is a great victory. Improving your life is not about changing everything at once. It's about changing something every day. Small daily adjustments, repeated with discipline and self-love, transform into extraordinary results. If you start today, tomorrow will already be different. If you put it off, you'll be pushing away the life you could be living now. You were not born to survive on autopilot. You were born to live in a full, conscious, and purposeful way. And that starts not with a big step, but with a simple one, the decision that you are going to begin. If this message resonated with you, don't let it get lost in your day. Like this video, so more people can receive this energy. Subscribe to Light in the Infinite to continue receiving reflections that transform, and share it with someone you know who needs to hear this today. Because, in the end, light that is kept for yourself goes out, but light that is shared illuminates the whole world.